Smile, John.
Good evening. We're in Studio 6A tonight. It's my pleasure and my distinct honor to be sitting with Mr. John J. Jeckovich. How you doing?
Very good, thank you.
You're looking well.
Thank you.
It's August 13th, 2025, Wednesday, and we're sitting and speaking with a true humble hero of World War II. Mr. Jeckovich was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. I heard you had a very special visitor today.
Amber, yeah.
Well, what did you and Amber Nicole Jeckovich do?
She said, well, she slept.
One time.
Hey, listen.
She sits in that chair, she falls asleep right away.
Well, Amber Nicole Jeckovich is Mr.
Well, she's doing this housework. She's
Yeah.
knocking herself out with that housework.
Yes. Mr. John J. Jeckovich, Amber Nicole Jeckovich is his great-granddaughter. And he said she falls asleep in a chair because she's working very hard. But the point of it is, she shows up.
Yeah,
She shows up.
yeah.
That's the most important thing. And when you're a member of a family, you show up. Even if you fall asleep, who cares? You're showing up. You're showing support. So besides Amber falling asleep, what did you guys do? What did you guys do?
Well, we watched Trump on TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Does Amber like watching Trump?
Huh?
Does Amber like watching Trump on
No, she was sleeping.
TV? Well, did you guys have a nice dinner together?
Oh, yeah, we had a nice dinner, yeah.
Tell me what you had.
We had stuffed cabbage.
That was good, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you're looking well in your new clothes.
That new clothes.
You know, you get a new set every day. It's a lot
No,
easier
that's
watching.
new clothes.
Every day a new set. You look 15 years younger in that outfit. You sure do. Did any gifts come in for Mr.
No,
Jeckovich?
not today.
Okay. Did Mr. Jeckovich have any?
They're all
You
gone.
want a coffee?
No.
Where's the staff?
They left.
We turned it on the studio. 4 to 6 people are supposed to be keeping this thing running. As soon as I start talking, my back is to them so I can't see. They sneak out the door.
Yeah.
How many times I gotta tell them, when you wanna go for a break, it does take a lot to set up the studio, by the way. When you wanna take a break, go 1 or 2 at a time. Don't take everyone at once, because if I want something, I'm not gonna get nothing.
Yeah. They're all gone.
Maybe they're former federal government workers. They're used to take, if you're a government worker,
Yeah.
you're used to taking a lot of breaks. A lot of breaks. Well, anyways, I guess no coffee tonight. No, nothing. They all disappeared. They're probably on a coffee break themselves. That's all right. They're basically doing a pretty good job. They are doing a pretty good job here. So, what do you want to talk about today, Mr. Jeckovich? What do you want to talk about today?
What do I want to talk about today?
Yeah.
What's going on tomorrow?
Mr. Jeckovich was drafted during World War II at 19 years old. He wasn't a guy sitting at the rear echelon typing a letter or making food. He was frontline military combat. He was shot in the shoulder by a sniper. He was beat up,
Lost a hip.
lost a hip, stabbed, bombed, trench foot frostbite. You're still suffering from frostbite right now.
Yeah, right now.
What's the pain level?
7.
Yeah.
7 is the highest you can get on this.
Yeah, you're up there. How about at night? Does it get any better?
No, that's one of my problems at night.
Mr. Jeckovich got the frostbite from the Battle of the Bulge. That was at the Ardennes Forest, which was the coldest winter of record. and the guys weren't properly equipped for the weather. They weren't properly equipped, so for 80 years now, he suffers every night. Mr. Jeckovich was born in 1925, and now we're knocking on the door of 2025, and Mr. Jeckovich is going to be 100 years old. It's knocking.
Yeah.
Mr. Jeckovich said this a few months ago, that he blinked his eyes at 20, and now he's 100. Where did 80 years go?
I don't know where to go,
Where
yeah.
did they go?
Yeah.
He's saying they went by that quickly. So listen, boys and girls. It's a short dance around the sun. It's a short dance around the sun. We're just visiting here. We are just visiting here, so enjoy every day. Try to do better every day. Because Mr. Jeckovich says it goes by fast. Says it goes by fast. He truly does. But, you know, he was no rear echelon. As a teenage boy, when the war is over with, he had lots of injuries. They didn't disable him, though. He could still walk. He jogged for 80 years. He's got a bad knee from jumping out of a plane during the war. But it didn't disable him. He was just hoping to come back alive or have come back without being disabled, and he was. And during the war, he was, as a teenage boy, he was awarded a great list. He was awarded the Bronze Star Medal, the Purple Heart, the Army Good Conduct Medal, the American Campaign Medal, the European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal, also with 3 Bronze Stars. Mr. Jeckovich was also awarded the World War II Victory Medal, Army of Occupation Medal with Germany clasp, Combat Infantry Badge, Sharpshooter Badge with carbine, pistol and machine gun bars, Marksman Badge with rifle bar,
22.
and Honorable Service Lapel Button, World War II. Mr. Jeckovich, you primarily used during the war, it was something called a heavy-duty machine guns. And that was a group of people that operated that, right?
Yeah.
You were the lead man, you were the trigger, but you had one guy carrying the tripod. How much did that weigh?
The other one, tripod was 135 pounds, the
And how about-
receiver was about 100 pounds.
Yeah, and then you had several guys,
Ammo barrels,
a lot of ammo barrels because you went through ammo quickly.
yeah.
Quickly. And if you could picture this machine gun, it's a big heavy-duty machine gun, and the barrel would get red hot. I mean red hot. What'd you do to cool it?
Well, one of the recruits touched it, he burned his hand right down the bone to send him home.
So one of the guys in the troop there accidentally touched it, burned his hand to the bone.
Yeah,
What happened to him?
he sent him home.
Sent him home. But what did you use to do to try to cool the barrel?
Antifreeze,
And water, right?
yeah.
Running water and antifreeze. The reason why it was antifreeze was because they're in 20, 30 below.
Yeah,
Where would you get your water supply from?
and the creek or anywhere.
So anywhere you find water, you busted
As
the ice.
long as it's halfway clean.
Yeah. Yeah. During World War II, there was 16,400,000 beautiful American boys and girls that participated in the war. And now it's sad to say we're down to less than 5,000 frontline infantry. They're all 100 plus. And we're losing them at a rate of 150 a day. So if there's any questions you want to ask this man, one of the last of the frontline fighters, text him at 407-366-0000. Once again, text him any question. His mind is like a library. He would love to give you an answer, an honest answer. The number is 407-366-0000. Text him any question you like. During World War II, let's hope we never see another war, but I'm sure we will. During World War II, You had a buddy in a foxhole. You were street smart, right?
Yeah,
You were tough because your mother made you tough.
yeah.
Is that correct?
Well, my mother was tough.
Your mother was tough. She came from the old country. She worked hard. She lost her husband when he was 39 years old, working 3 different jobs to give this man and his family a better life. They celebrated greatly when his mother, called Anna Targus Jeckovich, and his father called Marion Jeckovich, script up enough money to put down on a house at 3063 Orleans Avenue. And that was the first house that had the bathtub in the bathroom, right?
Yeah,
Where was it before?
in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's right, in the kitchen. And every month, Mr. Jeckovich would scrounge up the money to make the mortgage payment as a boy, not even a teenager yet. Odd jobs. And he would take and deliver the mortgage was $46.91. And where'd you take that money every month?
The Belden.
Belden. Would you go to his house?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and Mr. Jeckovich lived in a house for probably 70 years. He took care of his mother from his age 11 to her demise at 89 years old. You wonder why they call this the best generation of all time. But in the foxhole, he had a friend that his mother was beautiful, but his mother didn't teach him to be street smart, didn't teach him to be tough. And so what did Donald Leap keep doing?
that what?
What did Donald Leap keep doing? Donald Leap.
What? He was popping up.
What'd you tell him?
I said, keep your head down, keep your head down. I said, you know what's on the other side, keep your head down.
So what happened?
Yeah, he didn't listen.
They zeroed in on him.
Yeah.
They sent a dirty bomb. And what's the dirty bomb consist of?
No, they hit him with a grenade. They hit him with an M1. They hit him right in the head.
Yeah,
They had him zeroed in.
yeah, zeroed in. But the dirty bombs also went out. What's a dirty bomb consisting of?
All kinds of stuff they put in there. Screwdrivers, nails, razor blades.
Anything nasty, piece of metal that can hurt you.
Anything comes out on you.
And that same dirty bomb that rained down on Donald Leap and Mr. Jeckovich. Donald Leap is dead. Mr. Jeckovich is still here. But that shrapnel is still in his body. He can't even go to an airport without an explanation. What happens when you try to get on an airplane?
I saw him slip.
Yeah. War brings lots of miseries that you honestly can't imagine. Misery you can't imagine. Mr. Jeckovich and these guys were part of the most selfless and courageous operation in the history of humankind. Mr. Jeckovich and all these soldiers, they left their homes to help out complete strangers.
Yeah.
You didn't know no one in Europe.
No.
No. With whom they had nothing in common. You had nothing in common. How could we be worthy of Mr. Jeckovich's legacy? How could we be worthy of Mr. Jeckovich's legacy? If it wasn't guys like this and millions of other American young boys fighting, seriously, we might be speaking German today. They saved it because Hitler wasn't stopping. He was coming. If he continued winning, he was coming through. There's no doubt about it. If Hitler was continuing winning, he was coming through. So unfortunately, there's been wars for thousands of years. And there'll be wars for thousands and thousands of more years if the earth still exists. But we're trying to say here, mothers, don't make wimps out of your kids. Make them sissies. Be like Mr. Jeckovich's mother. She made him tough. He survived. The worst thing you can do to a son is make him weak. Teach your sons to be like a fox and to be like a lion. The fox is smart enough to recognize traps, and the lion is strong enough to scare away the wolves. Make your sons like a fox and a lion, and no one will ever beat them. Remember that. Make your sons like a fox and a lion, and no one will ever beat your kids. And that's very important today, maybe more so now than before. Maybe more so now than before. Was your father tough?
No, well, no.
He
Well,
wasn't?
he was tough physically, yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Jeckovich's father's name is Marion Jeckovich. He came from Russia the legal way. He came through Ellis Island. He helped build New York State brick by brick by brick, board by board by board, working three jobs to give these guys a better life. The third job that day, he was mixing cement. Do you mix cement by hand with a stick?
Shovel.
Shovel. Dropped dead of a heart attack in his late 30s. That was it. So this is where the book begins. Their mother's sons.
14.
When Mr. Jeckovich had to take care of the family and his mother since 11 years old. When your father died and you're 11, the police came knocking on your door. What happened next?
He said, we're going to take you down to the hospital. Your father got hurt.
And so, did you drive in the front or back seat?
Back seat.
And they dropped you off at the front door?
Yeah.
And then what'd you do?
I asked the reception where's my father. She said, well, I'll take you down.
Yeah. So that was a red flag.
That was a tip-off right there.
So where were you going?
Down the morgue.
And what did this 11-year-old boy see?
All right?
What did this boy see? What did you see?
I see my father laying on the slab, had a little cement on his face, a little cement on his pants and that.
Were his eyes open?
No, no.
Closed? And what did they ask you to do? Identify the
He
body?
said, is this your father? And I said, yes. He says, can you go through his pockets?
So they wanted this kid to go through his pockets.
Yeah.
What did you find?
I found a can of Prince Albert tobacco and the papers they lined them up with. Found the keys to the house. Found a couple of adult quarters and nickels and dimes.
And that is it.
Yeah.
And that's where the story begins. Mr. Jeckovich, from that point, started taking care of his mother to her demise at 89. You know, life is, speaking of Mr. Jeckovich's father, Marion Jeckovich's death, you must realize life is very strange. You'll arrive here with nothing. You're going to spend your whole life chasing everything, like more expensive cars and jewelry and houses. You're gonna, in the middle part of your life, you're going to be chasing everything. And guess what? You'll still leave this earth with nothing. So make damn sure, your soul gains more than your hands. Make sure your soul gains more than your hands. Yeah. Yeah. In Mr. Jeckovich's book, we went over a lot of things yesterday, but he's got some quotes from some prominent World War II figures. I'm only going to read 2 or 3 of them. I think they're important. Here's an inspiring quote from Winston Churchill that's in the book. We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields, in the streets, and we shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. Winston Churchill. So those guys are good fighters?
Yeah, Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
Was he a good fighter?
Oh, yeah. Well, then people took a hell.
They went through hell.
Yeah.
Their towns were being bombed left and right. George Patton once said, you don't win wars by dying for your country. You do not win wars for dying by your country. You win wars by making the other son of a bitch die for his.
Yeah.
Sound like Patton?
Yeah.
You had a run-in with him. Tell us how that went. When you met Patton in the barn.
Well, we were sleeping in the bar about 3 o'clock in the morning. It was raining out, and both did hide the camouflage truck too much that Patton caught it. He found where we were hiding, told us to get out and get the hell out of here, go back up at the checkpoint.
And that was when he seen him. That was his time
Yeah,
to see him.
yeah.
And they also nicknamed General Patton Blood and Guts. What could you say about that?
His blood and our guts.
the hell do you remember all this stuff? How the hell do you remember all this stuff, Mr. Jeckovich?
Just under 10.
Huh?
10 minutes.
So, let me read a couple pages of your book, and we'll put some pages under our belt. We read Mr. Jeckovich's book in its entirety. We have 600 YouTubes with Mr. Jeckovich. Listen to him anytime. But the biggest question before I read the book, let's get to this. How much is your book and where can I buy it?
You're not for sale.
Not for sale.
Not for sale.
Never been about money. Mr. Jeckovich is fine in that department. The book, how many pages?
8 for 49.
The big book, the big beautiful book, was written for one reason, and one reason only. To give the younger generation a better life. To give the younger generation better ideas. To have a more simpler and wholesome life. Because right now it's tough for young people living. It's tough. We'll leave it at that for now. So we're going to pick up here the book second time around. We're in chapter 9, Crossing the Channel, page 246. This is a brief background. Mr. Jeckovich is in Haverford West. He's with his beautiful third girlfriend, World War II. I don't know how the hell you're fighting a war and picking up these girlfriends in different countries, but you did. God bless you. God bless you. So he's with a beautiful girl named Jean Rowland Young. This is his final days with her before he crosses the channel and he gets into the true fight. Jean looked how I held her. The fragrance and the perfume was mostly the conversations we had, many little things we did that have been so much part of my life here. I would miss anticipating seeing her, how she would look, what she would say, and when she first saw me, and how we've been close and revered each other's company. As we marched down to the chow line for the last time, shouldering our duffel bags, the townspeople who were up early hour understood that we were leaving for good. Were you accepted well by the townspeople?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn right you were. They would give us thumbs up, and some of the women would wave and throw kisses. I wish that I could have got the last glimpse of Jean somewhere in all the well-wishers as we marched down the hill. After chow, we gathered outside the mess hall, waiting for the 6x6s to take us up the port of embarkation. I spotted Sergeant Tracy. Was Sergeant Tracy a good guy?
Yeah.
He was. The mess sergeant shook his hand and said goodbye. He wished me luck and hoped that the war would be over soon. Yeah, like everybody. Who hates wars the most? Frontline infantry. Frontline infantry hates war the most. We talked once again about our ration gift to my English friends, and he stated that it was too bad that I could not stay here longer. That was nice. Just then the trucks arrived, and I waved goodbye to him and boarded one of the trucks. In a matter of minutes, the company was loaded up, and we're on our way. We all waved and shouted goodbye to the townspeople. As we drove out on Highway A40, the same roadway Jean and I bicycled on several afternoons. The thought of it made me feel despondent and nostalgic, and that I would never see these familiar sights again. Did you ever see it again?
No.
Never. It was done. It was over with. After we left the outskirts of Haverford West, we settled down for the ride to the port. We still did not know where we were going. So even if you asked the commanders where you're going,
They wouldn't tell you.
wouldn't tell you nothing.
They probably didn't know either.
But you did send 150 V-mails home to your mother, and you said every one of them were censored.
Yeah.
What does censoring look like?
Black spots on it.
Okay. Where Jean and I rode down the bicycle, that must have been sad. Now you're on a truck going to the front line where you and Jean used to ride bicycles on.
Yeah.
Sad situation. As we left the outskirts of Haverford West, we settled down for the ride to the port. You'd rather be doing this than be going to the Pacific, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Damn right. We still did not know where we were going, and all its probability, we would not know our destination until we actually arrived there. I closed my eyes and began to reminisce about the little things Gene and I did while we waited for this moment. And the moment finally came.
Yeah.
You anticipated it for months, but now it's here. Like everything, it comes fast, comes fast. I kept thinking that in a few short weeks, all my fond memories would be only faded, disjointed recollections, no matter how hard I tried to hold on to them. I think you held on to them pretty good, because you know all the details. House addresses, street names, pub names, restaurant names, description of Gene Rolling Young. You held on to them for 80, 90 years. I did not want to lose any of them, but I kept thinking about my memories with Ann and how much we had lost their hold on me already. It saddened me to think I would eventually think less of these moments until it became more difficult to recall. Yeah, it's life, yeah. It keeps rolling, man. The small towns we passed were unfamiliar, even though friendly people in them would wave, throw kiss us, and give the V for victory sign. They knew we were headed for the channel crossing. In a few short days, we'd take our position on the line, facing the common enemy. Lape was quiet. Donald Lape's your buddy, teenager that got killed. Donald Lape was quiet, and I sensed that he realized the significance and the reality of our trip, and he was contemplating his future, be what it may. At that moment, as I looked at him, I felt uneasy for him. So you looked at Lape and the 6x6s, and you felt uneasy for him, knowing that he did not belong here. Minutes?
3.
3. What do you mean by he did not belong here?
He wasn't street smart. He should have been here.
So he should have been on the rear echelon.
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't fit. He wasn't a fighter. A lot of guys were fighters there.
Well, that's how they mixed it up. That's how they mixed it up.
Yeah. And Lape, and then he was at an unfair disadvantage. He was at an unfair disadvantage because he wasn't a fighter.
Yeah.
Right? My background and experience prepared me for what we were facing, and I believe I had a better chance to survive all this. Lape's upbringing was sheltered and cloistered. What mattered now was that he was alone, and he had to rely entirely on his wits and basic instincts to come through this. I hope that he was sufficiently grounded in these areas, although I had my doubts. And once again, I resolved to look after him to the best of my ability and still keep myself out of harm's way. Minutes?
2. 2.
So you had to look at yourself, you had to watch him.
Yeah, yeah.
Difficult to do. Easier said than done. We've been traveling now for several hours, and I figured we had gone about 25 miles. What were the roads kind of rough? The roads were rough?
No, they were paved. They were cobblestone.
Okay. But you said you traveled for several hours, and you only went 25 miles.
Well, we're in the back of a truck.
And the truck goes slow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus the streets are narrow. They have to be careful of a lot of narrow streets.
Always going south towards the coast. The towns were getting fewer, and now we spotted only scattered farms and grazing sheep and cattle. These people who were about would still wave and greet us warmly as we passed them in the fields and on the road. Is this point, are you in enemy territory yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. After several more hours traveled, we entered a port city. When we stopped at the intersection, we asked the town people what town this was. They answered with a smile and a friendly greeting that this is Portsmouth. We arrived at
So you
our...
were still in Wales, Portsmouth?
Yeah, we arrived at our demarcation point.
PR. Yeah, PR, yeah.
So you arrived there, and then what did you do, set up tents?
No, they had built, some of them had built. We were lucky to get built, some of them had to stay on the field.
So you had billets.
And you guys were getting ready to go on the boat.
And the advance group set all this up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. And what was the weather like?
The what?
What was the weather like now?
It was raining and cold.
Raining and cold?
10 seconds.
Wow. Well, this studio time is just about over with. What do you want to do now? What do you want to do now?
Well, what time is it?